Good morning. And we'll go ahead and call to order the regular session of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors.
I know, but it's
Also
okay.
sitting as Special Taxing District, August 5th, 2024, 9 a.m. Board members will be either in person, attending, or by telephone, or remotely via electronic conferencing. We have a quorum. And can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Move on to call to the public. Call to the public is held for public benefit to allow individuals to address issues within the board's jurisdiction. Board members may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 38-431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to criticism, or rescheduling the matter for further discussion and a decision at a future date. Public comments may be made in person or submitted by email at publiccomments@yumacountyaz.gov. The email forms of public comments will be accepted until 8 a.m. the morning of the meeting. All public comments will be read out loud during the Yuma County Board of Supervisors meeting that starts at 9 a.m. Desiree, do we have any emails?
Yes. Yes, we received an email from Peggy George regarding 4-H goat special use permits. My name is Peggy George, and I own a home at 13228 East 41st Street, Yuma, Arizona 85367. Thank you for the opportunity to address the commission regarding the 4-H goat issue, specifically in the Fortuna Foothills. My neighbor directly east was given a permit for 2 4-H goats. The permit was granted in March after we filed a complaint that she was raising such animals without one. She has had one goat for over 2 years, and the second goat was sold at fair in April. The long-term goat was bred in February and recently birthed 2 kids. An adjacent neighbor just recently filed a complaint over the number of goats being housed and the fly and smell issue with the hot weather. Our lots in the foothills are approximately 6,000 square feet, and there is not adequate square footage to raise 4-H goats or sheep. The homes are no longer occupied by only snowbirds that leave in the spring. They are single-family homes and primary residences. The outdoor enjoyment of all the surrounding neighbors should not be compromised by one person's desire to raise 4-H animals. The flies and smell frequently make it impossible to spend time outdoors, especially having friends and family over for outdoor dining. I also feel permits are issued without any regard for the well-being of the animal. They are housed for a minimum of 20 hours a day in a small wire enclosure in all weather conditions. They urinate in their cage, and even with cleaning, the urine is going directly into the sand. Animals of this size should have room to roam, climb, and graze, only being housed at night for their protection. I find this treatment to be unethical. There is no reason for them to be raised on small lots in an urban area when there are farms available that offer children a place to house their projects. We tried to address the smell and fly issue with our neighbor, but it created an unresolved conflict. The final result was that we purchased another house in the foothills, and our current home is for sale. We have been told by our realtor that we are required to divulge the goats living next door by Arizona law. We feel it will take a very unique individual to be accepting of the neighboring goats and may hinder the sale of our property. Again, thank you for hearing my concerns and listening to my personal experience. And they also included some images of the goat enclosure.
Thank you, Desiree. Is that the only one, the only email?
Yes.
And I do have a speaker form. Gail Castricone. Welcome back, Gail.
Thank you. I won't ask if you miss me or not.
We always miss you.
Good morning. My name is Gail Castricone. I am the neighborhood advocate for the Avenue B and C Colonia Butterfly Projects. On my birthday, July 13th, I turned 72 years old. On that day, I received the most blessed present that I could have ever hoped for. President Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt on his life. As we know, every life is precious, from the womb to old age. That is why it is imperative to eradicate the slum and blight in the Avenue B and C Colonia. Our United States military fought and died for this country to be free and to prosper and live in peace. So why is the B and C Colonia living like a third world country? The county code enforcement is in desperate need of reform. On Friday, August 2nd, I spoke to the contractor for the homes that are going to be built on Vaughn Avenue, directly across from the BAM Park. Everyone in the area is fearful of another devastating fire in BAM Park, which would jeopardize the surrounding homes and the new builds. The owner of the development has turned BAM Park in 4 times already. All of the Avenue B and C residents are perplexed that after all these years of filing complaints, that there are still no consequences for BAM Park and many other properties that are repeated offenders of the county codes. It is imperative that after all these years of so many failed enforcements, that it is time to embrace the broken window theory for the restoration of the Avenue B and C. Our Butterfly Project Steering Committee is blessed to be surrounded by so many neighborhood representatives that are so giving of their time, not just in the B and C Colonia, but also with nonprofits like the Salvation Army, Rotary Club, CASA, and Hope Center that just brought in another 24 boxes of food for this Spring Garden Trailer Park. This is a quote from Winston Churchill: "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Gail. And Ian, I don't know if you, have you updated Gail on what we've done there?
We just, Mr. Chairman, we spoke briefly before the meeting, and sounds like we'll be meeting in the very near future with some other county staff.
Anybody else from the public? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and move on to presentations, proclamations, and appointments.
Done.
Any appointments? Or?
Nope.
All right. We'll do
Welcome to The Mix. On this episode, Oscar takes us behind the scenes of the Human Resources Department to explore what makes Yuma County a top employer of choice.
Okay, Arlene, I am on site here to give you and community members a behind-the-scenes look into human resources and the amazing services that they offer. This morning, I'm here with Jessica Rodriguez, Chief Human Resources Officer, who's going to give us an inside look onto what we're going to be looking forward today.
Yes, thank you so much, Oscar. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about all the wonderful services that Human Resources has to offer, not only our employees, but the community members who are hopefully looking for employment. We offer a variety of services, starting with recruitment, and we're going to talk about all of what would be available to you if you're seeking employment. We also have a very robust benefits program as well as training. So once you're on board and in, we have a wonderful opportunity for employees to progress and learn through professional development opportunities. And all of those things come together to make us an employer of choice within Yuma County. So excited to present that to you guys today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate the quick inside look. I can't wait. So I'm going to go talk to Jessica Arciniega now.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye.
Hey, Jessica, how are you?
Hi, Oscar. Good, and you?
Good to see you. So I am here with Jessica Arciniega, who is the Human Resources Administrative Supervisor. I'm here to talk to you a little bit more and give our community members some insight on how they can find a job.
Sure. Thank you, Oscar. If you want to apply for the county, you can visit our county website, which is humancountyaz.gov. There you're going to go under Human Resources, click under Employment, and it's going to give you the list of all the openings that we have available within the county. We post the positions every Monday, and they have a closing day as well. So it's 10 business days. Some are open until filled.
Perfect. So getting a job is really nerve-wracking. Do you have any services that are going to help assist me with the interview process or job process?
Sure. So we do provide, the recruitment division provides mock interviews, assistance in how to fill out an application, resumes, as well checking their status of the applications when they submit it to the county.
Wow, that's amazing. A mock interview could have saved me 2 years ago. So mock interviews, we know where to apply. Are there any other ways that community members could look out for positions that are being posted?
Sure. So we do host an annual job fair, which is in the fall. As well, if you need any services regarding your application or you have any questions, you can always call our recruitment division within Human Resources. Our number is 373-1013.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It sounds like a full service, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Hey, what's up, Carla?
Oh, hi, Oscar.
Hey, so I'm here with Carla Vasquez. She is Yuma County Benefits Manager. Carla, I just got done meeting with Jessica Arciniega, who gave me so much information about how community members could get a job with Yuma County. So once hired on, what can we expect as far as benefits?
Well, I think that brings the whole picture together. Not only do we have an amazing salary, but this really tells you the full compensation that you're getting by being a Yuma County employee. We have amazing benefits here in Yuma County, and not only does Yuma County contribute a generous amount for the employee-only premium, but they really are great at contributing also for their dependents.
Wow, that's amazing. Is there any other components that our Yuma County's benefits offer to increase wellness?
Of course, because we are self-insured, we truly care, and it makes a huge impact how healthy our employees are in our medical plans and premiums. So we have an amazing worksite wellness program here to encourage and support all of our Yuma County employees to live a very healthy lifestyle.
Wow, so employees have power over how much they pay.
That is correct. The more employees are involved in their health and well-being, the better our premiums are.
That's so great, Carla. Thank you for all the information. These benefits truly sound award-winning.
They really are.
Well, thank you for all the information. I'm gonna go talk to Nayeli.
Okay, bye.
Hey, what's up, Nayeli?
Hey, Oscar.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So I'm here with Nayeli Flores, who is our Human Resources Training Supervisor. So Nayeli, I've talked to Jessica Arciniega about recruitment and how to get a job. I've talked to benefits, about the amazing benefits that are available once you're hired. And I heard that you have some great details about our training program.
Yes. So Yuma County offers for employees a robust training program. We help them develop their skills, their knowledge, their abilities, and their overall well-being. Our training program has over 100 different types of trainings, and that ranges anywhere from soft skill development to specialized certifications.
Wow, certification. So I can get certified here at Yuma County?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Yes, free, no cost to the employees. It's a benefit to being an employee. You can get certified in first aid, CPR, and AED, and another certification program called Stop the Bleed.
Wow, so these are actually trainings I could use here at work and in my personal life.
Absolutely.
Wow, is there any other form of training opportunities to help develop employees here?
Yes, we have career advancement. So we just launched a brand new program called ULEAD. That is the Yuma County Leadership Empowerment and Development Program, where we produce a cohort of employees that have the ability and they have the desire to become a leader someday in the future. So we provide them with the knowledge, the skills, and help develop them for their future.
That is so amazing. It sounds like Yuma County is truly building people from within. Thank you so much, Nayeli.
You're
Have
welcome.
a great day. Okay, there you have it, a behind-the-scenes look at human resources. Hopefully, community members are well educated on how to find a job, the amazing benefits that are available once you are hired on, and the various amounts of impeccable training opportunities that are here at Yuma County, the employer of choice. Back to you, Arlene.
Thanks, Oscar. There are so many great reasons to work for Yuma County. And speaking of human resources, it's a perfect time to recognize their achievements in receiving the prestigious Healthy Arizona Worksite Award. Yuma County's dedication to employee wellness is evident as they have earned the prestigious Healthy Arizona WorkSat Award for the 8th consecutive year in the Platinum category. This award recognizes businesses that positively impact the health and well-being of their employees, families, and community through evidence-based health initiatives. Congratulations on another award-winning year. This recognition is a testament to their dedication to employee wellness and one of the many great reasons to come work for Yuma County. So get those applications and join the team. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next episode of The Mix.
That was good.
Golf clap.
That was definitely a good report from HR. We'll go ahead and move on to consent calendar. The following items listed under the consent agenda will be considered as a group and acted upon by one motion with no separate discussion unless a board member so requests. In that event, the item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate discussion and action. And we have items 1 through 11.
Make a motion that we.
I would like to move for
I want to pull item 5.
Full on, fine, okay.
item 10.
10? Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve items 1 through 11 minus 5 and 10, with the exception of 5 and 10.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to approve items 1 through 11 with the exception of 5 and 10. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5.
Okay, main reason I was pulling item number 5, I'll let Diane get up here real quick. This is the grant we were looking at as far as the overpass for Fortuna, correct? That we're trying to get funding for. And
members of the board and supervisor, sorry. Yes, this is going to be for, this is the, a notice of opportunity came out for the railroad crossing elimination program. They are giving about $1.1 billion to eliminate railroad crossings, and it's different stages. And this, for us, since we're not necessarily ready to do any kind of construction, this will be for a planning grant to see if we could, what we could do with Fortuna Road. And we are also going to partner with the city of Yuma on 9E. So it's those two railroad crossings that we're looking at.
yeah, and then we're also working with YPG for Fortuna, right?
We are working with YPG as well, and Rural Metro as well is in our cohort as well.
Okay, I just wanted to bring that to, to light what this was specifically for. Like I said, Fortuna and 90 too are both crossings that seem to be shut down quite a bit, which obstructs people getting to YPG, emergency services getting to YPG, or anything on that north side of the track. So I just wanted to bring that out. All right, thanks, Dan. With that, I'll make a motion to approve item 5.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve item number 5 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And item number 10, Public Works. I just, I'm glad we're moving along with this. Excited to see it happen. Just a couple questions. When do you see this will be open, and then how many more staff are we looking at on this?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Kelly Fricke, Public Works Director. We are looking at having it operational by fiscal year ending 27. We are planning on going out to bid to have someone else manage it, but the plan is to think about maybe adding 2 more people out there.
So you're saying do it through a contractor so they can, okay, do, and maybe, I don't know if you know yet, but about how much were we looking at this?
Oh, for extra personnel?
Yeah. Well, in the future, so that way we can have that work. Well, thank you for that.
I was just gonna say that's a long overdue project.
Yeah, it is. So, hopefully we won't see any more dumping, illegal dumping.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve item number 10.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to approve item number 10 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to discussion and action items. The board will open each of the following items separately for discussion and action as appropriate. Item number 1, Development Service, Planning and Zoning Division. Discussion and possible action concerning a proposed text amendment to the Yuma County Zoning Ordinance, Section 1107.03M, Housing 4H/FFA Animals.
Morning, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Jesus Carrillo, Senior Planner. So the intent for this text amendment is to amend the Yuma County Zoning Ordinance Section 1107.03M. And this was brought up by attention by stakeholders that are currently no restriction in place regarding the location and specific dates for housing and FFA animals. We got several complaints being received in the county in regards to that specific locations. The proposed changes are shown below. Text that is proposed to be deleted is in strike through font, and text that is proposed to be added is in bold font. So, and what we want to remove the sentence which talks about the subject to not more than continuous in months within a 1 year period. We would like to change to proposing to replace it with in a specific date that will be between August 1st to April 15th of each year. 4-H programs are basically for the fair dates, so we would like to include that, replace that period of time. Also, we are proposing to add some for performance standards conditions. Number 1 is the raising bill cake calves, which begins in January 1st and runs through April 15. Number 2, animals shall be housed and caged according to standard acceptable for 4-H and FFA practice. Number 3, 4-H and FFA students shall ensure the 4-H and FFA standards for sanitation and food containment are followed. Number 4, 4-H and FFA students shall be required to notify their immediate neighbors, any property touching the subject property, adjacent properties, if they propose to keep animals outside the home in the yard. Any animals proposed to be kept outside the house shall be located on the well-drained side in the rear yard, minimum of 3 feet from the rear property line. We got a complaint that basically they apply for a 4-H permit and they placed the animal right against the side of the property, which was a 0 setback location. And that was creating odors and the neighbors got upset. In the event, number 6, in the event a county receives a complaint about the keeping of any 4-H and FFA project animals, the county will first notify the University of Arizona Extension, Yuma County 4-H, and county FFA chapter advisors, and allow those advisors to work with the student to correct the situation before proceeding with any zoning violations. So county staff will get in contact with the members, and we will notify we will give them the address, and if they're within the 4-H program, we will let them to get notified with the student before we proceed with the zoning violation. Number 7, animals located in the lot that is adjacent to an agricultural farm field that is producing fresh vegetables must comply with the following additional requirements. Number 8, provide a solitary fence with a minimum height of 3 feet between the lot and agricultural farm field. B, the animals shall be kept in a distance of at least 30 feet from the crop in the neighborhood field. The distance of the separation follows the current community-specific food safety guidelines for the production of harvest and lettuce and leafy greens, and may be amended. C, no runoff is allowed into adjacent property, and animals shall not be walked within 30 feet of agricultural farm fields. Mr. Chairman, that concludes staff presentation. Any question first?
Any comments or questions?
I just have a couple of questions. When we put these together, did we meet with the 4-H and FFA leaders to get their input on it?
Sherman and Supervisor Simmons, we did send an email to the 4-H and FFA members, sorry, the advisors, the teachers.
Mhm.
We did not receive any comments back. We did send another email last week on Friday, notify them that there's going to be a discussion item today. Some of them, of course, they're teachers, and they're going to be, today's the first week, I believe, of school.
Yeah.
So they're going to be present. But yes, we did send requests for comments to them. And external agencies.
Well, to Darren's point, I had several of them reach out to me and say that they hadn't been notified, so they may not have received it, including the Agriculture Extension Advisor. And at this time, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to send it back to Planning and Zoning for further review and make sure. If you want to let us know, then we'll make sure those people are there, because for some reason they didn't get the communication.
We know there's a problem, especially like in the foothills where you're real close, but messing with 4-H and FFA is such a big part of this county.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kids, you know, I learned a lot this last few days, use the livestock for what they call SOE, supervised occupational experience, which is a year-round thing. They have to take care of it, throughout the whole year to be able to get credit and get their degree or whatever it may be. So I think we need to take really push to get the FFA and the 4-H advisors involved in this and make sure they understand what the requirement's going to be. And I don't know if it's policing their own to make sure we don't have this problem like the lady put on the request. These people aren't maintaining their animals with us, to control the smell or whatever, then they're going to understand that they're going to lose that right, especially if you live in close proximity in a residential area, because we can't have our neighbors being bothered by the 4-H animals, but we also can't have the 4-H animals taken away from our kids.
I agree.
Mr. Chairman, to Darren's point, this is also a fair that does not require all animals to be terminally
Terminated.
terminated at the end of the fair. Some of them are returned for continuous,
Yeah.
and for that reason, I'd like to send it back to Planning and Zoning and make sure that everybody's brought to the table.
And Mr. Chairman, I would like to just clarify something. This temporary use permit is only for those properties the 4 animals are not allowed.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Luna, a couple months back, bring to your attention that a property where animals were taken out from their properties. That's not the concept. Basically, what happens is properties that are zoned 40,000 or greater, for example, R140, those allow farm animals to be kept on the property by right. Of course, there's a limited amount of animals, depends on the square footage of the lot. Large animals can have 1 per 10,000 square feet of lot. This temporary use permit basically is allowing those properties that are not zoned for farm animals. They're basically 6,000 square feet lots. For example, in foothills area, properties are zoned RVS, they don't allow farm animals to be kept on the property. This temporary use permit is allowing them to have them for a period of time. I just want to clarify that.
Like I said, we'll make sure the people come to the table, but that way at least they understand what's going on and we can get the 4-H support behind the change. That way there's no surprises with them and
I think one of us would like to go. I mean, I don't know if it's Darren or Jonathan or me, but one of us, or Martine, but one of us would like to attend the meeting as well.
I will put down a note, I will send an invite.
All right. Thanks, sir.
And I think that's what staff recommended, sending it back, returning back to the commission.
Staff is recommended to send it back to the Planning and Zoning Commission to initiate a tax amendment.
It'll initiate another conversation. Thank you. All right. Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
And there is a motion to send it back to the Planning
I'll
and
second
Zoning
it.
Commission. And motion and a second to send it back to the Planning Commission. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Jesus.
Thanks, sir.
Item number 2, Development Services Planning and Zoning Division, discussion concerning a proposed text amendment to the Yuma County zoning ordinance 902.00, number of parking spaces required. Jesus, again?
You're here, boy. You're
You
on
got it
You're
again.
on it today, huh?
Were you looking for backup or?
Maggie?
For the,
For daggers.
I was actually looking for the stakeholder that requested this. So the intent for this text amendment is to amend the Yuma County zoning ordinance section 902.00 plate IX1. And stakeholders and members of the construction industry have indicated that the current parking requirements are too restrictive. Staff findings indicate that the parking requirements are more restricted compared to other counties in Arizona. And basically, what we're proposing is to remove some uses by adding more specific wording to the parking requirements. That is basically and strike through, being removed, and adding some new uses that are in bold. We compare these parking requirements to the city of Yuma. Stakeholder Christopher Robbins requests this to be compared to city of Yuma requirements, so we can have basically the same requirements as parking. They'll be simplifying them to come with a design. We take it to the commission, and the commission agreed to that. Staff, we work on combining the 2 parking spaces and removing the existings that we have, and keeping our requirements and adding their uses as well. This will basically help them to come up with a better design as far as applying for building permits for commercial buildings. I can go over all the new parking requirements.
That's all right.
More than 40.
Any questions?
Jesus, is it now more consistent with the city of Yuma's requirements?
Yes.
Or it is? Yeah, okay, because I don't know what the cities are. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve. What's the item number? It is.
Send it back.
To send it back.
Oh.
No, to approve it, right?
Yeah.
To approve it. Not send it back.
They're recommending to send it back to, return it to the planning commission to initiate the text amendment.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I'll amend that motion to send it back so they can initiate the text amendment.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to send back to the planning commission to initiate a text amendment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Jesus. Moving on to planning and zoning.
Oh, you're still there, huh?
Full legal descriptions of property sites for all rezoning cases are available for public review at the Yuma County Board of Supervisors office. Rezoning public hearing item staff. Item number 1, Development Services Planning and Zoning Division rezoning case number 24-09. Go for it, Jesus.
Would you like a presentation, Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Oh, I would. Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
That's all right.
Mr. Chairman and members, would you like?
One of those meetings.
I'm sorry, Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'd like one.
The request is to rezone a parcel 1.03 net acres in size from manufactured home subdivision 20,000 square feet minimum to manufactured home subdivision 10,000 square feet minimum. The property is located in the Foothills Plan area at 12725 East 38th Street in Yuma, Arizona. And the intent is to split the property into 4 parcels for residential use. This is the zoning map in the color in red with the crosshatch in the center. Property is surrounded by to the north and west are currently zoned RVS. Property adjacent to the north and west are currently zoned MHS 20, and further to the east, it's zone C2. This is the aerial view of the subject property outlined in blue. And this is the site plan that was submitted by the applicant, splitting the property into 4 parcels with an access easement of 20 feet. And this is a picture looking south of the front property. This location here is the intended access to the properties, which has to be improved. Staff received 3 letters in opposition, received from residents within the zoning area, received comment from MCIS. Planning Commission recommendations to approve the zoning case 2409 with the statute of performance conditions. The owner or applicant shall record the following documents within 60 days of board supervisor approval of this rezoning case and submit them to the Department of Development Services. A range and restricted airspace disclosure statement, an infrastructure disclosure statement, and a schedule for development disclosure statement. And for schedule for development, within 5 years of approval by the board of supervisors and prior to approval of land division permit, the owner shall apply for a grading permit with the Yuma County Engineering Department to improve the ingress, egress, and utility easement along the east boundary in a dust-free condition by application of an aggregate phase course ABC covered by presentation in chip seal code refers to standard B. Submit a certification to the licensed engineer
Excuse me.
confirming the roadway was constructed according to standard B, penetrating chip seal. Portion that is highlighted in red, that's condition number 1 to be met.
Okay, that's the road.
Correct.
Okay.
And for number 2, within 5 years of approval by the board of supervisor, the owner or agent shall split the property by means of land division permit in accordance with section 507 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance. The ingress, egress, and utility easement referred to the item number 1 above shall be recorded with the land division permit. Parcels that are highlighted in red are the owners that are in opposition of this request. And that concludes staff presentation. And the applicants are present.
Any questions for staff? Any comments? None? Thank you. So I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Open it up to the public. Anybody from the public? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and bring it back and close the call. The public. Yes.
I was just going to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, rezoning case 24-09 that we approve it. Approve the request.
Close the public hearing and.
I'll second.
There's a motion to approve the request subject to attach the performance. And second, approve the request as recommended by Planning Commission, And a second by Supervisor Simmons. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Jesus. Moving on to rezoning reversion public hearing. Item number 1, Development Service Plan is zoning rezoning case number 05-29. Mr. Barraza.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presenting rezoning case number 05-29. Would you like it's just a few slides. Presenting rezoning case number 05-29, as I mentioned, in accordance with section 404.01 I-7 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance, action to grant an extension of time to comply with the schedule for development or cause the property to revert to its former RA40 zoning district classification. This is the original zoning map back in 2005. Only the portion that is highlighted is the portion that's the original parcel, parcel 8. This is the current zoning map showing the same area. Throughout the years, that original parcel was split to many parcels. Highlighted in orange is the location of the subject parcel. This is an aerial view showing outlined in red, the subject parcel, and showing the current development in the area. This was the concept layout at the time. Staff recommends reverting the zoning to its original RA40 zoning district. I need to mention that this is the third extension of time. Also, the applicant was notified via certified mail. And I don't know if the applicant is present at this time, so if I can answer any questions.
Any questions for?
What the applicant say? I mean,
No, I didn't once you receive the notification, staff was not contacted if they either want an extension of time or revert. No, I was hoping that the applicant will be present here, so I don't know. I don't know the applicant in person.
this is the third, we've already given 3 extensions?
We've already given 3.
So this will be the fourth?
Yeah, the last one was 4 years, back in 2020. One thing that I need to mention, it was in the staff report, this parcel no longer meets the 40-acre minimum size. So something to consider, either revert, so it comes back and reapply for LI whenever they're ready, or give them a very long extension of time so it doesn't come back anytime soon. So, but at this time, staff is recommending the reversion.
Is it an out-of-town owner?
Yeah, it's near Tacna.
No, the owner.
Oh, I don't know. I was not.
Yeah,
It's yours, Darren.
I'd say let's go ahead and revert it back. I mean, if it's, we've given 3 extensions, it just keeps coming back, and then whenever they're ready, they can bring it back to us.
All
Yeah,
we
Mr.
have
Chair.
to do is say-
The notification was received on July 25th.
I'll second that.
Well, I'll go ahead and open it
Oh,
to the
sorry.
public. Anybody from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board, close the public hearing, and I'll take a motion now.
I'll make a motion that we revert it back to its original RA 40.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to revert the zoning to its original RA 40. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, rezoning case number 22-17. Mr. Barraza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Javier Barraza, presenting zoning case 22-17. In accordance with section 404.01 I-7 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance, action to grant an extension of time to comply with the schedule for development or cause the property to revert to its former RA10 zoning classification. This is the current zoning map showing the parcel already zone conditional RA5. All they need to do is split into 2. This is the old zoning when it was subject to the rezoning 1 year ago. This is the concept layout. All they need to do is a land division permit to comply with the schedule for development. The applicant has requested an extension of time in a timely manner. Therefore, staff recommends granting an extension of time of 2 years to comply with the schedule for development. And applicant is present if you have any questions.
Any questions for staff or? I'll go ahead and open it to the public hearing. Anybody from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. Close the
I'll
public
move.
hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we'll, rezoning case 22-17, we grant an extension of 2 years for compliance. According to section 404-01.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second.
What did I do?
To
Oh,
approve staff recommendation granting an
always-
extension of time of 2 years to comply with the SFP. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Javier. One more, and that's rezoning case number 2218.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One more time and last time, Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presented rezoning case 22-18. In accordance with section 404.01 I-7 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance, action to grant an extension of time to comply with the schedule for development or cause the property to revert to its former RA10 zoning classification. This is the current zoning map showing parcels with the conditional zoning. There's 2 portions to it. The portion dissected by the thick line is conditionally zoned SSB2, and the upper portion is RA5. This is the concept. The 2-acre parcel at the bottom, that's the proposed split, will remain with the current residence, and it is zoned SSB2 conditional, and the upper portion is a 5-acre zone area. They started working on the schedule for development. They applied for a land division permit at the time, so they still need to do some road improvements. This is an aerial view showing outlined in red, current development in the area. The applicant requested an extension of time of 2 years, and I believe the applicant is present, yes. Staff recommends granting an extension of time of 2 years to comply with the schedule for development, so staff is ready to answer any questions on these regards.
Any questions for staff? I'll go ahead and open up to public hearing. Anybody from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board, close the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the rezoning case 22-18, granting the extension.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve an extension of time of 2 years to comply with the schedule for development. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Javier. Discussion and regarding legislative issues. Alejandro.
Chairman, members of the board, Alejandro Figueroa, Economic Development and Intergovernmental Affairs.
Thank you very much.
I'll start my update to the board with the CSA's Legislative Summit coming up on Monday, October the 7th in Maricopa, City of Maricopa. As you know, the CSA Board of Directors comes together to, among other things, review some policy proposals submitted by counties across the state and consider them, possibly considering them one of their priorities for the next legislative session. So we have two this year from staff for the board to consider, one of them being the Waste Tire Fund and its distribution. And based on the recommendation from Vice Chairman Lyons, we've explored the issue of affordability, housing affordability in Yuma County, in housing insecurity. So I'll bring those two up for your consideration. First one.
Alejandro,
yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, were you able to look at any of those referred to documents from both administrations regarding affordable housing that was referenced by Mr. Katz? By both administrations?
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman Lyons, I did not receive any documents from Mr. Katz.
All right. Can we reach out to him and ask for whatever he wanted us to consider in preparation for this meeting? So we've got time to carefully put together a presentation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So waste tire. Yuma County has experienced a significant buildup of waste tires at our disposal facility over the past 5 years. We believe the issue is that we get 96%, the counties get 96.5% of the fees that are allocated to this program statewide. And the current formula doesn't consider where waste tires are generated, especially when new tires are purchased. Yuma County processes more waste tires than vehicle registrations suggest. This is due in part to cross-border and interstate traffic and tire disposal from state and federal vehicles registered outside the county. What we're proposing, staff is proposing, is to adjust the waste tire disposal fee allocation to reflect where tires are sold. This, we believe, would align the removal of all tires with the disposal responsibilities of each county. Some potential benefits of the proposed change is to ensure a more equitable distribution of resources. It would help counties manage their waste tire disposal responsibilities better, and it would align resources with the actual volume of waste tires generated within each county's jurisdiction. And before I get any comments from the board, I would like, Chairman, if we can share a video that Public Works put together. It'll be a great visual aid for the board to understand the issue we have at hand. see the trend going up every single time they take a picture of it. That's the latest. That was last week, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a lot of tires.
What's sad though is the fact this is the county. I've got a gentleman out in the East County that probably has just as much that he's brought in, which he's been in violation of ADQ regs for years.
That guy out there?
And so this is nothing, it's crazy the number of tires. And a lot of these he is bringing in from California.
At Copper Mountain?
No, this is out by Tacna, gentleman. Has been bringing tires in for years out there. He's got a 5,000 tire limit, and he's got them spread over 2 different areas now, and other things that are going on. But it's a problem.
I know we discussed this last year. I just don't remember what the resolution was on recycling.
Mr. Chairman, by Chairman Lyons, I think the issue was that we have only one vendor statewide that takes care of the tires. And they come out eventually out to the other states. They have presence in Maricopa County, physical presence, and Pima County, but not in the other 13 counties of the state of Arizona. So
2 companies that are looking to come into Yuma County that can take tires and incinerate them, if I remember right, as part of a energy developing thing. But those are probably several years down the road.
So we have more than 180,000 tires left behind, and it would cost the county, on top of what we get from the state, $1 million to get rid of those tires. So the trend is obviously going up, and we need to find a solution to this. ADQ is proposing an increase of the fee, capping it at $4 per tire when you buy new tires. But that's only going to bring it an estimated additional $200,000 to the county. And that would cover the operations of the site, but not so much the removal of the tires that we have there.
Is this just tires that the county picks up from the transfer station or cleanups or?
These are the vendors who sell tires here. They collect the tires and then bring them to our county facilities.
Do they give us any money?
They give the state. So they pay the state directly, Department of Revenue. Right, and then the state sends the money to ADQ. ADQ sends it out based on the vehicles registered in each county.
That's why we're so off. That's why we can't afford
Well,
to pay
between
for
our
it.
winter visitor population and.
I know you go and buy new tires and they charge you a fee for.
Right. And that fee is going to go up if ADQ has its way, but it's not going to be enough for us at least.
And we're trying to change it to where they were sold.
Right.
Instead of the number of registrations that we have, it's where the tires were sold. How much extra work will that put on the vendors?
Not a lot. I think they already go through the process of filling out a form, and that's what they submit to the state.
Okay.
So right now, we're not in the mix. We only get the funds, but we don't get to verify or audit whatever the vendor collects.
Do you think this is a better distribution of the funds this way than it would be with the registrations?
Yeah.
For
Mr. Chairman,
everybody?
Supervisor Pancrase, we believe so. I mean, being a border county to California and to Mexico, and the dynamics that we have here with federal vehicles not registered in our county, still being here in our county buying tires 2-3 times a year. I mean, that keeps adding up.
Okay.
But we have Public Works here if you have any more technical questions as far as this proposal goes.
I just wanted to
I know,
clarification.
I don't know if it was last year or the previous year that we had this at the CSA and it didn't go through because what were we lacking or?
We lack the support from the larger counties.
We did not get any support from Pima or Maricopa.
But was it the similar or
It's
this?
similar, but before we didn't have ADQ increasing the fees. So their ADQ is looking to the issue itself. It's a program that has been overlooked for years. Nobody has real data yet. Counties are not really paying attention to it. And we didn't do the best job we could have done lobbying or advocating for this proposal. And now with the help of our Thorn Policy Group, we're going to be able to talk to more counties and understand what their issues are for this.
Well, Mr. Chairman, if we're doing it where the tires are sold, this should help Maricopa County and FEMA as well, no? Because they're going to be selling a huge amount of tires. I mean, it shouldn't have impacted them very slightly, if nothing at all.
Last time when we were bringing this issue to the CSA, 7 out of the 15 counties were in the red as far as the operations of their waste tire facilities. I don't recall if Maricopa was one of them, but it was not a lot if they actually were, to the point where they didn't see the need for a policy proposal like this to go through.
Do we verify where these tires come from when we take them in? Are they? We know they're not coming from California or La Paz or wherever. Do we have a way of verifying that?
I don't think you have a certificate of origin.
Yeah, but I mean, just, what companies are,
Starting in July of this year, we started mandating that vendors hand in their TR1 forms to us and we can track better.
Good.
So I think we got some work to do with the smaller counties.
Yeah.
All right.
A CR1 form is where it's sold?
TR1.
That form you were talking about?
That's the when the vendor fills out their form, and they give it to us.
And it tells you that they sold them at that they sold tires and these were the ones that were being replaced? Okay.
We get manifests from these vendors as well. The manifests show us the amount of tires that they bring in. So we have one vendor who states that the 80% or so of their business deals with the ag community. They also gave us an approximate number of 1,000 tires or so that they sell to YPG. And another vendor states that approximately 40% of their sales come from vehicles not registered in Yuma County. And but they're saying that it's actually 70% in the winter season. Let's see. There's on the east side over in Welton. There's a vendor out there. We don't really have the amount of tires, but there is a border patrol station out there that they sell tires to. We don't have a number of tires there, but on the east side, or on our side, Yuma side, one vendor said that they sell approximately 500 tires annually to border patrol. So there's plenty on the federal side.
Mm-hmm.
We're receiving those tires, and they're not registered in Yuma County, they're registered in Maricopa.
Oh, they are?
At least the border patrol.
Okay. Oh. So Maricopa County is getting those funds when they actually should be here. Got it.
That's why they voted no.
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alejandro, can you, because we do have a CSA meeting this month, huh?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. So can
No,
you
no.
have something
We
written
skipped
up? What counties are the ones in the red, and then?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, so we can start kind of initiating some conversations with
and
them.
their lobbyists on board and stuff?
Absolutely. What happens now, if the board approves this proposal, then we get with the CSA staff and we sit down and go through the issue, and they help us do the research and reach out to the other counties so that we have a better understanding of where they are at this point in time.
But maybe, like if we can start this month, just kind of talking
to people.
to them, to supervisors, next meeting, and then, so they'll, we don't have to wait till CSA brings it up and.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Thanks.
I move that, do I need to move anything for this, or is it just?
Supervisor Pancrasi, yes, we would appreciate a motion and support from.
Well, I move that we bring this to CSA's legislative proposal meeting and see if we can get it passed and get it in the eye of the legislators. Okay.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to bring legislative policy proposals, waste tires to CSA. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Alejandro.
I'll move forward to the housing item. We are hopeful that the CSA would agree to draft a resolution in support of affordable housing. We did some research on a report that ASU wrote back in November of 2022. The Morrison Institute for Public Policy, the title of the report is The Broken Link, Experiences of Housing Insecurity in Yuma County. We couldn't find anything more specific and as up to date as this report is. So staff, I really found it interesting that, 42, and just let me say this, the HUD defines affordable housing as anything that is 30% or less of what the renter or owner of the property brings home. So if you make $100,000, if you're spending more than a year, if you're spending more than $30,000 in housing, that's not affordable housing. To my surprise, 42% of renter households and 23% of homeowners in Yuma County spend more than 30% of their income on housing. Median monthly rents increased by 6.5% from 2020 to 2021. Rent increases in areas, especially in areas like San Luis and Walton, outpaced wage growth. In 2022, full-time minimum wage workers needed to work 44 hours a week to afford a one-bedroom unit. According to the city of Yuma, nearly 1/3 of renter households need units costing less than $500 a month, but only 15% of rentals are priced in this range, back in 2022. Median home prices rose 22% from 2020 to 2021, and there's a considered shortage of housing units. There was in 2022 of more than 3,000 for people earning less than $20,000 a year. 37% of renters report poor housing conditions. And our call is for the CSA to consider drafting a resolution to initiate a statewide conversation on this critical issue for Yuma County. The report proposes that the state considers diversifying housing options or expanding housing options across the state of Arizona, especially in Yuma County. And we propose a possible legislative solution. Again, it's a bit broad, but to incentivize the construction of more multifamily units to increase the overall housing supply. That will be my presentation on this item, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions?
Thank you, Alejandro.
It's kind of, because you go, what you presented earlier, their rent, it's gone up. I'm kind of confused with, housing insecurity about affordable or a house being affordable. I mean, there's apartments that are a lot smaller than a home, and they're still renting them for so much. So what's impede them from making a smaller house or with a smaller lot that it's gonna, the price, it's not gonna change? I mean, it's hard to tackle this, but I don't think affordable or or it's much that we can do. I mean, I just feel like that.
Oh,
I mean, what do you think?
It's all based on what the, real estate has always been based on what somebody's willing to pay,
Yeah.
so.
But too, we're running, Alejandro's working on a thing for me for like, mobile homes. I've got a problem out in the East County where you've got people that have mobile home subdivisions. They're raising the rates like 10, 15% a year on these people, and they just can't keep up with it, especially elderly people that are set on a limited income.
And they put in those little.
You know, we understand a moderate increase, but that's just gouging, the public. And we're working, I think it was with Yavapai County, we're working with them to push some legislation through.
So this is basically for.
This is housing overall.
Overall,
Yeah, 1/3 of Yuma County residents rent right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the most impacted by this housing insecurity, according to this report from ASU, where they're spending more than 30% of their income on housing.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I would make the motion if we're ready for that, to explore.
I'm down to explore or more.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we explore the housing insecurity as a CSA legislative resolution proposal.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to legislate policy proposals on housing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Alejandro.
And I'll be brief on the next two items. On the federal side, the U.S. Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee unanimously approved Senator Kirsten Sinema's Chance to Compete Act, which was co-sponsored by Senators Bill Hagerty, James Langford, and Tom Carver. A bipartisan bill aims to make federal job hiring fairer by requiring actual job evaluations and tests, reducing reliance on subjective assessments. It also improves information sharing among agencies, speeding up the hiring process and enhancing transparency. The act previously passed the U.S. House of Representatives after unanimous Senate committee approval last Congress. On the international and border affairs front, on Thursday, I'd like to share with the public that on Thursday, August the 1st, members of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors met with Chris Leon, the newly appointed CBP Director of the San Luis Port of Entry, to discuss potential areas of collaboration. Among the items the board discussed that day, the board director was the need for a full-time USDA identifier, the need for additional CBP staff for the remodeled and expanded Port of Entry, and the need for final design of the San Luis One on the San Luis Rio Colorado, Mexico side.
And I'm sorry I missed that meeting, but I didn't want to spread my cold.
Oh, you're sick, huh? I'm glad you didn't come. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, that would conclude my presentation for today. Happy to answer any questions.
Are we drafting a letter asking for a pest, USDA pest person to be at the port too?
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Pancrase, yes, from the direction I received from the board, we will be drafting a letter. I'm working with GYPA, who has had some letters sent out and meetings with some of the USDA leaders.
Okay.
So I want to learn what has been done in the past so that we can really be effective in our advocacy efforts to get the USDA identifier.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else for Alejandro? Thank you, Alejandro.
Thank you.
Current events.
Okay. I'll be first.
Lynn.
You're always first, Lynn.
I know, huh?
We just try to keep up with you.
Yeah, right. You're poor guy. I don't work full time as well as do all this stuff. I had a constituent meeting concerning PM10. I attended I attended our YMPO meeting. I attended Arizona at Work, the provider meetings. I did a ride-along with Ty at DDS and in several areas, including the BNC Colonias. I met with Craig concerning PM10, and the port director, I attended the port director meeting with Chris Leone, who is a former kindergarten student of mine.
Watch, you're dating yourself.
Oh, hey, this
Okay.
white hair
Hey.
dates me
Hey.
anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, I'm proud to have earned every single one of those, but Chris wasn't one of the ones that gave me one. He was a good kid.
Thank you, Lynn.
Uh-huh.
Port Director, GYEC, several meetings, well, 2 meetings or conversations around the PM10 challenges. And the newspaper finally reported on that discussion, but they didn't address the Chevron deference.
Yeah.
Are we going to explore that at the county attorney's office?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Had the GYDC solar presentation and had 3 meetings regarding long-term water augmentation.
With WIFA?
With WIFA and one with a local individual. And yeah, that's about it.
Can I add something? Jonathan is going to be one of the speakers at the Ag Business Roundtable meeting coming up at the end of August.
Yeah, I'll be, the governor will speak and then I'll speak. Thank you.
Mine was gone for 1 week, sick the next week, so most of my stuff was over telephonic. I did attend a meeting at the Foothills Library reference to the rate hike that Foothills Utilities is asking the county. I want to thank Josh and Arlene and all those involved with setting up that availability at the library for the people to come and speak to the Corporation Commission and vent their grievances. As a matter of fact, this morning they have a meeting, the actual meeting going on at the Foothills Library from 10 till 1 or whenever it's over. So I want to thank them for all their hard work to get that available so the community could at least have their say and let the people know how they feel.
Is it, can I ask a question? Is it with the Corporation Commission this time or with the
This
provider?
is the actual hearing with Corporation Commission. They'll have a chance to speak to them directly from the library.
I'm glad they're having the meeting here.
Sit
Good.
in on the meeting.
Good. Thank you.
Tony,
That's
I
it.
know Tony's not here. I attended a YMPO meeting through the phone.
Yes, you did.
I met the meeting with the CBP, Chris Leone. I think he gave us a nice update on the San Luis one, which is coming along. Hopefully, the other side is ready when we're done. So traffic will continue to flow. I mean, good. So, Ian?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attended the BEAD and Digital Equity Stakeholders meeting with the Arizona Commerce Authority. Also did a ride along with Chief Building Fire Code official Ty Martinez, which was eye-opening. Attended the GYEDC quarterly luncheon, Arizona at Work Service Providers meeting, the Cocopah Indian Tribal Council swearing-in ceremony, a Forefront ED meeting, also, of course, the meeting with the new port director, and just a reminder of Thursday's special meeting of this board to canvass the election results, Thursday, August 8th, 9 a.m. right here, and we'll also be previewing the furniture from 3 different vendors for the new admin building, so we'll see you then.
Yeah, Thursday, and we have at 9 is the meeting?
Yeah.
Right, so, do we let Tony know? Does he know? Yes. Thanks. All right. Meeting adjourned.